Welcome to Live True with JT. I'm JT, and I am training to run the Grand Canyon rim to rim to rim. It is Saturday morning, February 20th, and I am up here at, once again, Santan Mountain Regional Park, and I am just taking in the view right now. So awesome. I've been going up and down the mountain, and that's my plan for today. Just gonna go up and down, up and down. I'm almost done with number 6. I don't know how many I'm gonna do today, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get as much elevation gain today as I can. And next week, Carl and I are planning to go to the Grand Canyon. As far as I know, we're still planning on going there. That's the idea anyways. I'm going to talk to him later today and see if he still wants to go. But that's the idea. So I am going to just keep on walking, keep on hiking, and see how many times I feel like going up and down this mountain today. So I'll check in with you in a little bit. Okay, so I've been going up and down this mountain, and this beautiful lady right here has been going up and down this mountain. And she asked me, "Are you training for something?" I said, "Well, yeah, the Grand Canyon." And she says, "Well, me too." I said, "Well, when are you going? And when are you going?"
March 13th.
This is Lori Gallagher, by the way.
Yep.
All right. So March 13th, and I asked her, "Do you have a specific goal?" And she said,
12 hours.
That's amazing. I am like training my guts out to get to 16 hours. And she's like, "Okay, this is my 3rd time. I'm really going to push it this time." And that's when I asked her, "Well, what are you trying to push it for?" And she says 12 hours. So that's pretty awesome. So we started talking. And Lori, how long have you been doing ultra running?
I think about 6 years, if memory serves me correct. Yeah,
okay,
about 6 years.
And you've done, and I was asking you, when was your first ultramarathon?
I think 2015 was my first 100K.
And it was 100K, yeah.
Yeah.
And are there other things that you've done?
I've done 2 other 100Ks. I just did the Pemberton 50K last weekend.
Oh, sweet. Okay,
Yeah.
And then she's up here a week later, going up this mountain a whole bunch of times, getting ready for the Grand Canyon. So that's awesome.
Yes.
You never know who. So let me ask you something while
Sure.
I've got you here.
Sure.
You've done the Grand Canyon before a few other times.
I have.
Rim to rim to rim.
Yes.
Awesome. And if you had any tips for people out there that are wanting to do the same thing, what would come to your mind?
Set plan A, plan B, and plan C.
Okay.
There are a lot of variables.
Okay, and give us just a couple quick examples of when you say, "Okay, here's my plan A, here's my plan B." What would that look like?
Just get your time goals, have your first goal, and then have a second that you're happy with, and a third being completing it alive.
Just stay alive. Yeah, get to the end.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, it is just great to meet Lori here. It's fun to find people on the trail. Thank you.
Yeah.
To find people on the trail that are kind of, you never know. You say, "What are you doing?" They're like, "I'm doing the Grand Canyon." That's awesome. So I've enjoyed meeting Lori. I hope you have too. And I'm sure we'll see each other a little on the trail a little bit today.
Yeah.
Since we're both, she said she's going up and down this mountain 15 times. I was like aiming for 10, but now I'm thinking, man, I'm kind of a slacker. I might have to do more. So,
all right.
All right, well, we'll get back to it, and we'll talk to you guys a little later. Okay, I've gone over the mountain 6 times. I'm working on number 7. I'm going up and over. So up the front side and then down the back side, turn around, up the back side, down the front side. And this will be, I'm finishing on my way down. I'm finishing number 7. And I'm just going to keep on going. I don't know. I'm probably going to do at least 10. So that was fun to meet Lori, and man, it's so cool to meet people that are that dedicated and just way ahead of you. It's so awesome because I get to talk to her and learn from her and see her enthusiasm, excitement for the canyon, for something that I love so much. And it's pretty cool. Hope you guys liked to meet her as well. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning. It's just amazing. And for a Saturday, there really aren't that many people here. There's some, I've seen some pretty serious ultra runners up here training. But usually you see a lot of people just come to hike up this mountain to see the view and stuff. And I haven't really seen very many, which is interesting. because Saturday is usually super crowded. Well, I mean, I'll probably be eating my words a little in about another hour or something like that, because it's still kind of early. So I wanted to share with you an experience I had on Wednesday. I came out here Wednesday afternoon with my friend Coach Arnie Fonseca. I've mentioned him in this in these videos a few different times. If you've been watching the videos, then you've heard his name before. If you haven't been, well, I want to introduce him to you. We came out here on Wednesday and did some training, and he's been coaching and mentoring me a little bit here and there over the last couple of years. And I've decided to pick his brain a little bit more and lean on him a little bit more to try and adjust my approach to this whole adventure that I'm on. And so I made a video on that, and I was going to post it on Wednesday, but I just couldn't get to it. I couldn't edit it fast enough. So I'm going to share that on today's video as I'm continuing my training this morning. I hope you enjoy a little segment with my friend Arnie. It is Wednesday, February 17th. I'm out here, I don't know, I think it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. My boss is very understanding. He knows I'm working on this goal, and I very seldom take work off to go do a training run. But today, I've done this for a special reason, because I have Arnie Fonseca with me. It's Fonseca, right?
It's Fonseca, but you can just call me Coach Arnie.
Coach Arnie. So Arnie has watched some of the videos, and a couple years ago, I think.
Oh, yeah.
A couple years ago, he reached out to me and he said, "Hey, Jared, I've noticed what you're trying to do. I'd like to try to help." And it turns out that Arnie is a coach. He's been a coach for 40 years.
40 years.
All kinds of different sports. He's also a competitor. He's been an ultramarathon runner. He's done 100-mile ultramarathons. And you know what? He's also done the Grand Canyon many, many, many times. And I think you were telling me you're going on 16, right?
16 times below the rim.
Okay, so 16 times below the rim, and we're not just talking about a couple of steps. He's done R3 8 times.
8 times.
You've done, so then many other trips, whether that's rim to rim or down to the river and back up. And so we've been wanting to get together to do some training for a while now, and so I wanted to pull him out here and pick his brain on what I can do to improve my approach. And we've been talking about that today. We also thought what we could do is share some ideas, some tips for you. As I'm picking Arnie's brain, we thought we'd make another video. So we're doing the vlog today, but we thought we'd make another video to share some ideas, some principles for getting prepared for your own hike to the Grand Canyon. Whether that is like a south rim, like a rim to the Indian Gardens, or is it rim to river and back up, or is it rim to Phantom Ranch and back up, or which is basically rim to river, right? Yeah. Or rim to rim, or if you're really crazy, rim to rim to rim.
Right.
Now I open these videos with telling everybody that I am training to run the Grand Canyon rim to rim to rim. Arnie, what are you training for?
I'm training for rim to rim to rim times 2.
Times 2. That's so awesome. So, and you're looking to do that when?
End of October, November. It's all the canyon is all about the weather.
Yeah. So Arnie and I have been planning to get together for quite some time. We finally got together, and he's given me some coaching, some mentoring. He's been one of my coaches and mentors this whole time, but I thought I would get him out here on the trail, and we would talk a little bit more about that. In the process, we are also working on another video for all of you. We're going to try to put together at least some ideas, some principles that you can use to prepare for your own adventure in the Grand Canyon. Speaking of adventures, Arnie, you started a new adventure. Can you tell them about that?
It's Epic Adventures, and it came about at the end of last year because of COVID.
So it's a company that you're starting. Okay.
Epic Adventures.
Okay.
And what we do is we take individuals and teams. We love working with teams of individuals, and we do customized trips. Jared, we involve we include the travel, the lodging, the meals, the training, which is to me the most important part. The training, and then the actual event. And then afterwards, a big celebration so that we can all just kind of, talk about what we learned from doing all that.
Okay. So, and I think we talked a little bit about it earlier, but I really want to emphasize this fact that, so Arnie has been a coach for 40 years, athletics, he's been a competitor, he's done all these things. And you've also, there was something else that you were telling me before that I think plays in really, really well, your work with spinal cord and brain injury patients.
People that have really had traumatic things happen to them with whether their brain injury or spinal cord injury. And when I was working with them, Jared, and everybody who's listening, is that they taught me, first of all, these are individuals just trying to stay alive.
Yeah.
They're trying to learn how to walk.
Yeah.
And what I learned from them are the same exact principles that I teach other people. That determination, that desire. And not just that, because we can all want something really bad, but are you willing to do the work to get there? And these people, when you are, it's like there's a great book out there, Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on It, by Camille Cavalcant. If you're hanging on a cliff by your fingertips, how hard are you going to pull to get yourself up?
Right.
Because a lot of people say, hey, Jared, I'm going to do the Grand Canyon too. And you're like going, oh boy, do you know what that involves? Are you willing to train and do the 20 repeats up and down a hill here, or eat better, or lose some weight, or go to the gym and do some strength training work and do your stretching? And it's a lot. It's a lot. It's easy to say I want to do it.
Oh yeah.
But the work, and what I learned from working with somebody that had a brain injury, is they never wanted to stop. Yeah. They would work until they were exhausted.
Yeah, that's amazing. Hello. That's amazing. I love this, that we're bringing this in to, because that's one of the reasons I like the Grand Canyon, because I think once I described it as, like a wet towel and having all the water wrung out. It can feel that way sometimes, and I like that it tests my utter limits, and it's not just my physical limits. It tests my spiritual, my emotional, my mental limits. And for me, that really is appealing to me, because I feel like the deeper I go, the harder it is, the more I have to work for it, the more I learn about myself, and the more I can discover, just what am I capable of? There was a time, we were talking about this the other day, there was a time where I thought for me doing R3, let alone running it, was impossible. Like I remember the first trip in 2015. I was it was middle of the night. I think it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm going up the North Rim, and I just wanted to die. But I knew that that would have been the only way out, either dying or keep walking. Yeah. And I had to keep walking, and I, my knee was hurting. It was just really hard. And I remember seeing some runners coming down. They were coming down, they're all happy, they're skipping along, they got their lights on, and I was thinking, just wait till you get to the other side. But I looked at them, and something in me said, that looks cool. That looks cool. You should do that. Wouldn't you want to do that? But then I thought, that's impossible. There's no way that I could ever do that. But for some reason, that thought never went away. And so, what I think it's really cool when you bring this up, Arnie, when you talk about these patients and this concept that you're talking about. Now, you were telling me about this. Maybe you could tell these guys what you were talking about, the rethink possible.
Exactly. And what Jared was just sharing with us was a dream. We all have that dream. And all of you that are listening to this have a dream. I guarantee it, whatever it is. And the idea then is, how do I make it possible? I have to change the way I think. I have to rethink possible. So if Jared says, well, I want to do that, well, what do I have to do to get there? So it's almost like, we've all heard this before, start with the end in mind. So how do I get, I want to get to the end of the canyon. I want to do a rim to rim to rim, or rim to rim, or rim to river. Okay, what do I have to do working my way backwards to where I am today? And maybe it's just starting. And I love what Jared was just saying there about there are 4 levels you're all going to go through. I promise you. Okay. You're going to go through the physical, level number 1. You're going to go to a point, and your body's not going to be able to work very good. You're going to go, okay, the physical is not working right now. Then you're going to get into the mental part of it, and you're going to go, this is stupid. Why did I ever come up with this silly plan? Why did I want to do this? Who talked me into this? And then you're going to blame everybody, including yourself. That's the mental side of it, because it doesn't make any sense. No. Then the 3rd level, it gets emotional. I got news for everybody that's listening, because I've been there, and you've probably been there too. You get emotional because you're failing, and you're letting everybody you told down, and then you're letting yourself down. I remember the first 50-mile race I was in, I was crying in the middle of the desert because I was so embarrassed. I thought I was going to die. And I was embarrassed. I didn't want to tell anybody. I didn't want to go. I just wanted to lay down there and die. I was embarrassed. That's the emotional side. We'll all reach there. And then what's going to happen next, if you just stay in the game a little longer, Jared, persevere just a little longer, you'll have what I call the flip over, the turnaround. And all of a sudden your body will start to respond. And that emotion goes the other way. And you get so much joy in your spirit, in your heart. It becomes a spiritual, level 4, it becomes a spiritual event at this point. And there is nothing that can stop you. I mean, there is nothing that can stop you. We've all been there, right? We've all been there. And when you reach that point, but you got to give yourself a chance. 90% of the people will never give themselves a chance to reach that. 90%. If you can be that 10% that goes a little longer, you will experience something that you'll never forget.
Yeah, that is cool, and that's what we're after. To me, that is what's driving me to go back again and again and again. Not to mention that it's an amazing, beautiful place.
It's magic.
We were talking about this just the other day, and this is really cool. We were saying that, hey, you can never go to the Grand Canyon and not be changed. Like, it is life-changing. It really is. Even if it's a little bit, sometimes it's a lot. And it is just so amazing. And you if you've been there, you know what we're talking about. If you've been down in that canyon, you know what we're talking about. And you know why, it just calls you back somehow.
It really does. And I experienced that the very first time I was coming out. My daughter and my son-in-law were really struggling. And I kept telling myself, because as a coach, I train hard enough, if I'm going with somebody, that in case something happens, I tell myself, you need to be ready. So that's part of my training. Be ready for them. And so I remember our GPS.
So you're working just as hard because you want to be there just in case
something happens to them.
You need to help people, yeah.
But our GPS was out. Our batteries were going out. This is our first time.
Oh, no.
Everything's going out. I'm turning everything off. I'm sitting on top of rocks on Bright Angel Trail. It's pitch dark. It's probably 10 o'clock at night because we didn't finish till 11.
Right.
And I can hear them coming up the hill. They were struggling. And it was like right now with the wind. I was just sitting there on a rock, pitch dark, in the middle of the Grand Canyon, listening to wind. I go, this is amazing. I got to come back.
Yeah.
I'm coming back. I mean, I was mystified, my friend.
Yeah, I know that. My first time, I collapsed at the top of the North Rim. Fortunately, I wasn't by myself. We had some friends there, and they were done. And I fell down on the ground. I was dejected. I felt just like I just almost just relived it. Just feeling terrible. And I was thinking, on the way up there is why did I ever think I could do this, etc. And then the very next day, I knew I was going back. It's just awesome. Okay, so we've been training today. We've been going up and over that mountain a bunch of times, and we'll probably do it again. But we wanted to share with you some tips, some ideas, some thoughts that could help you in your own adventure. I've got Arnie here. One of the reasons I wanted to get out here with him on the trail, well, there's two reasons. One, so he could help continue to coach me as he has in the past, but also so we can make a little video for all of you. So that's what we're going to do, and we'll get to that in just a minute. Okay? Okay.
Now we're going to get a little steeper.
When it gets steeper, we'll slow down.
We're going to get about 25.
Okay.
Because this is at this angle here. This is about North Rim angle here.
Yeah.
And I've been pretty good about hitting the North Rim at 25.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
Power hiking.
Yep.
And there's some pieces on this thing that are
pretty steep, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is beautiful. You want to go back up there before we head back?
Yeah, we'll do one more and then we'll come down.
Okay, yeah.
A little bit. So, then you're going to attack the last 4.5 miles because you're going to have a steady 800-900 feet per mile climb. And you're just going to grind. You're going to grind because remember now, you're training different because you're shooting for 16 hours.
Right.
So you're looking at your clock now.
Right.
And you're like, what do you got, Jared?
Right.
If I'm with you, I'm hitting you in the head.
Right.
What do you got?
Right.
Pick it up.
Pick it up.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Now, if you've done it right, your hip flexors, right here, quads, will be okay.
That would be a...
if you've done it right. If you overdid it on the run to Phantom Ranch, you might be in trouble.
Hip flexors will be trashed.
Yeah. And it's gonna be a grind.
Yep.
But if you did it right, I would rather have you make up a ton of time going uphill
yeah.
than
Lose it all.
Then you get 9 miles.
Lose it all in the last 2 miles.
Think about it, 9 miles.
Yeah.
Think about it, Gerald. The difference between a 12 and a 13-minute mile is 9 minutes.
Yeah.
So, do you know how much 9 minutes can be eaten up on Bright Angel?
Easily.
Do you know how much you could save?
Well, a lot, yeah. If you could just...
1 minute.
Yeah.
1 minute.
That's amazing.
Hold.
Arnie's telling me that I need to... There's another concept we can talk about in another video. And the concept is to train slow so you can go fast.
Yep.
And he's talking about race day or
Event day.
Canyon day,
Canyon
event
day.
day, D-Day.
D-Day.
The day.
That day.
He's walking me through it. It's been really awesome. And, we're talking about just every bit of that trail, every bit of the Grand Canyon and planning for every segment.
Yeah.
It's
literally
just
is
really
every
cool.
segment. Every
It's
segment.
just
Every
checking out the view.
This is awesome.
I know it is awesome. See, your house is out there somewhere, right?
Well, that's Countback Mountain.
Yeah.
It's on the other side of that.
That's cool.
I saw your spot there. Sorry, what?
You saw me slip? Yeah, that was a good one. Well, I hope you enjoyed that segment with my friend Coach Arnie Fonseca. And just to let you know, so I just got done with my 12th summit. So I've gone up and over that mountain 12 times, and I will probably end up with about 10 miles in distance. Not sure what the elevation gain will be, but it'll be pretty good. And just to let you know, Arnie and I did put together a video. I'm working on it, doing the post-production, the editing, and so forth. And I should have that out by Wednesday, right? So that would be, let's see, today's the 20th. So what's that? For somewhere around the 24th, I think? 25th? Something like that. Anyways, it'll be this coming Wednesday, is my hope. It's pretty close, so it should be good. And today's been a really good day. I'm going to, over the next few weeks, next few months, I'm going to make this mountain my best friend, because I really need to be able to power hike both the North Rim and Bright Angel. I mean, that's the key. If I can do that, then I should be able to make up a considerable amount of time. Okay, I am once again back to the parking lot. And I made it, I believe, let's see, Strava. I've got these poles in my hand. Notice I'm using my poles today. It's, I'm just getting some practice with my poles. I take them to the Grand Canyon. They're a big help. I'll make a video on that, whether to use them or not, one of these days. Okay, so Strava has me so I've been on my feet for 4 hours. It's about a 24-minute pace and a total of about 10 miles, 10.3. So today wasn't necessarily about mileage gain at all. Today was really more about getting some elevation gain, some climbing, going up and down that mountain a bunch of times. So I ended up with 12. That's pretty awesome. And I'm going to be working on that as time continues so I can get better at going uphill. So hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you next time.